Hi, my name is Dr. Hawk. I am a psychologist at the UC Davis Department of Pediatrics. I'm here today to give you some quick tips for coping with COVID-19 with your family. We want to talk today about the disease, how to manage life, how to still be a family, maintaining relationships, managing your children's anxiety, and how to be a good model for your children. So let's jump in. First off, the disease. It's really important that we are honest with our children, but also practice moderation. Your children are going to hear about COVID and they're going to have questions. Answer their questions honestly, but censor yourself. Don't provide information they don't need. So always be honest, but only provide the appropriate amount of information. And remember, the amount of information you give your 5-year-old is going to be different than what you give your 15-year-old. So think about what's best for your child. And please limit their media exposure. They are going to find out information, but you want to be the one to present it to them. There's a lot of scary media outlets out there, and we want to make sure that they're getting information that is helpful rather than harmful. So, how do you manage life? Life is different now. And so we need to think about how to keep things the same to the best of our ability, but also adjust to the changes that come with sheltering in place. So, first off, we want to maintain our routines and rituals as much as possible. Children thrive on routines and rituals. So, try as much as possible to keep your normal family rituals. Things like hygiene. How do you get ready in the morning? What's your bedtime ritual? Also, what are your rituals around washing hands and maintaining good hygiene at these times? What do you do for meals? If your family normally eats meals at the table, keep eating meals at the table now, even if it's easier to eat them on the couch. Think about chores. If your child has chores they're supposed to do, they should still have those chores. Keeping things as similar as possible to normal is actually going to help your child, even if they complain about doing their chores. And we want to create new daily routines that are going to help us get through this new situation. Have a time for school and for work, and have an end to the time for school and work so that you can come back to family time. Have time for exercise, and always make time for fun. If you need to, set up a routine for the day so that there are certain times that you do all of these things, and try to keep that as consistent as possible. And overall, please have patience and compassion for yourself and for your family members. This is new and we're all trying to figure it out. Your child too. So have a little bit of patience and compassion with them, and also remember that you're trying to figure it out too. So that's how we manage life, but you're still a family. And now you might be spending more time with your family than you ever have before. So it's really important to remember that you guys like each other. And it's important to remember that every day. So try every day to schedule some daily fun time. This could be doing puzzles, it could be watching a movie or going for a walk or having tickle time. Whatever it is that brings a smile to your face and to your child's face, do that every day. It can be as short as 2 to 5 minutes of playing together. Make sure that there is a clear end to the school day and the work day so that you can stop being teacher and start being parent again. And make sure that you have daily check ins. Something that I like to do is every day at dinner time, have everybody say what is one thing they did well that day and one thing that they're thankful for or proud of. This is a really great way to build up our strengths and positivity. It's also a great time to praise other people. So while everyone says one thing that they did well that day, you might also take that time to tell someone else in the family something that they did well that day. So I was really proud of how you sat down and finished your math homework, or I loved how you made a beautiful drawing with sidewalk chalk. Small things that we can praise are going to go a long way these days. So that's how we can maintain our family relationships. But what about our external relationships? It's so important when we can't be with people that we maintain our close relationships. Make sure to call your family and friends regularly. Use video call if available. Surprise your friends. So maybe your child wants to set up an egg hunt for their friend out in their front yard, or you can create a fun poster and go over to a friend's house and hold it up from outside. You can even have dinner time or coffee time, one person on the sidewalk and one person on the porch. There are things we can do to maintain our relationships even while maintaining our distance. Another great thing that we sometimes forget about because they're so difficult for us sometimes are that video games and online games are actually a great way for kids to maintain relationships right now. It's something they enjoy doing and a way to connect with friends. And it's so important for our teens to be able to have privacy with their friends. One of the most important things about being a teen is developing close relationships with friends and spending time with them. And that's not possible right now. We want them to make good decisions about staying home. So we need to give them the opportunity to have those video calls with their friends in places where their parents can't hear what they're saying. And then we want to manage anxiety. This is a really scary time for our kids, scary for us too. And we know that at this time, loneliness, boredom, fear of contracting this disease, anxiety, stress, and panic, they're all normal reactions. So don't worry if your child responds this way, but know how to help them in these situations. We need to respond to feelings. These kids are going to have big feelings. I have big feelings. I bet you have big feelings. When your children come to you with big feelings, listen calmly. Take a deep breath, avoid asking questions, and just listen to what they have to say. Repeat back the things they tell you without judgment, and then explain that you understand. Let them know that you completely understand where their feelings come from, and then ask how you can help. So don't jump right into problem solving, and certainly don't tell them that they're wrong with their feelings, because their feelings are theirs. Simply calmly listen, repeat, state you understand, and then ask how you can help. At this point, you can provide some information that might help them understand that their worries aren't factual, but we want to make sure to first listen. Some great apps that I want to recommend are Stop, Breathe, Think. This is great for teens to help them listen to their bodies and their emotions and come up with a plan for ways to feel better. Headspace is a great meditation mindfulness app. And Breathe, Think, Do is a Sesame Street app for young children that helps them learn deep and how to think before they act. And something else that we know is that when kids feel anxious, they often have difficult behaviors like tantrums and defiance, things that no one wants to deal with, especially when we're all by ourselves at home. So, the most important thing when your child has difficult behaviors is to be consistent and predictable. Make sure that there are rules and that those rules are in place. You have consequences for difficult behaviors, and you give lots of praise and positive reinforcement for good behaviors. It can feel like we just want to let all of our chores and all of our house rules go during these times, but it's actually really important that we maintain that same consistent structure that you had before the pandemic started. And whenever you can, if your child has difficult behaviors, catch the positives. See when they are being calm, see when they're listening, see when they're being gentle and kind, and really tell them how great of a job they're doing at those times. And finally, it's important that you can be a good model. As a parent, you are the most important person in your child, and your child will do what you do. That means it's important for you to take care of your own needs. You can't take care of your children if you're not taking care of yourself. And make sure that if you need to take space, you can. Make sure that your children are safe. And then if you need to go do a workout by yourself or even just go sit or have a book to read or it's just a video that you need to watch, anything that you need to just take space, do it. Make sure your kids are safe and then show them how to be healthy and take care of yourself. And here's my rule of thumb. If you want your child to do something, you should do it. And if you don't want your child to do something, you should not do it. Your children will do what you do. So practice modeling good behaviors and try to avoid any of those things that are going to make you upset if your child does it. Overall, this is a scary time. Our kids are confused and they don't know what's happening. You, as a parent, have this amazing opportunity to provide good information, to support them through their feelings and behaviors, and to model for them what it means to cope with stress in a really healthy way. So use this to your advantage. Spend time with your kids, develop fun new rituals for your family, and be willing to be open and honest. And we're going to get through this bit together. Thank you.